What's up, everyone? It is Monday, August 10th, and welcome to another edition of our Stay-at-Home Open Mic Series presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. My name is Richie Marufo, and I'm your host. I want to welcome you guys. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, I welcome you, and I highly encourage you guys to interact. This is obviously in place of live events, live readings, and so, you know, the way you can help us out is by leaving a comment. You know, you could leave those fire emojis or clown emoji. No, don't be mean like that. Unless it's a comedian telling jokes, and okay, fine, you could just put the clown emoji. But you know, we just want to support the crowd, and we do have a crowd with us. We got our peeps with us, and I'm gonna ask them to unmute for a bit and just clap, cheer, let people know that you're here with us.
Yeah. Good to be here. Or how about Sting from WCW going, whoa! I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Okay, Dan. That's Dan, everyone.
Yeah,
Dan. He did. So, and we could do Nature Boy. You just do like Mr. Tesosamo. How are you today? Welcome.
Okay. Woo! There you go.
Okay. I knew all chaos would break loose when I said to unmute yourselves, but it's all good. We people watching. So if you're watching this live, welcome. I don't know if too many of you guys are watching live right now, but you might be watching after the fact sometime in the future. So hello from the past. Hopefully life is better now. I don't know what that means, but for now, we're going to get a nice show filled with lots of poetry, a little bit of music, and more poetry. I'm really excited. Last week, we had a really fun show. So I also encourage you guys, if you're on our YouTube channel, go back and check out past shows. Our friend Kit Wren, 100% attendance. He's going to get a gold star. He's going to get a medallion at the end of the semester of the online open mic semester. He's been putting timestamps to make it easier for you guys. So you'll be like, you know what? I want to listen to a poet. Boom, you can find them there. And, you know, the online open mic is very simple. It's open for anyone. If you guys follow our open mic series, Barbed Wire Open Mic on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, we place links throughout the week where you can sign up, save all the info. There's some tips in there as well. And if you sign up, you get to reserve a spot. Or you can just kind of show up. If we have enough time, we usually try and go till 11. And I'm a talker. and I know that we got a nice list, like I mentioned. And I said I would start things off today. So, because I always go last. And sometimes people don't last to the end when they watch the video. They're like, okay, I've seen enough. I'll save more for later. Bookmark. But we have, like I said, we have a great show. I'm looking forward to hearing everyone. If you guys got a cold one, cheers. Gotta get that sound. Salute, everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with a quick poem. This is one of my favorites to perform, just because it's about this. It's about performers. It's about putting yourself out there and kind of pursuing your passion, your dream, whether it be through art, through music, dancing, finding your freedom and just going with it, flowing with it. So this can be found in Body O Panther Volume 3, which I don't have around me. Anyway, start things off. I'm excited. You guys excited? All right. I'm a hopeful romantic, nomadic in his antics, frantic for the flight of words to slam into heartstrings. Except incoherent mumblings are the inept incantations drawn from the abyss of my pen's empty kiss. I have had many poems eaten by the clumsy dance of a backspace button. You are my work in progress. Isn't that all we ever are? See, I want to make music. I want that dark, smoky, aromatic tone that legends like Lester Young, Ben Webster, and Art Lewis painted their masterpieces in. When there was nothing left to yearn for, to culminate and orchestrate inky sonic thumbprints soaked in the lusty allure of dark corridors and light post forever musings of stardust flicker flame passageways. 5:07 a.m. The cosmos are crunched and stacks of what have you nonsensical rumblings ruminate on the frothy jazz-licked rememberings of your familiar afterkiss. Perhaps this sensitive heart is penance from a past life, for even a tangential universe such as this can explode a kiss into atomic whiplash. This is your love song. So when life is bringing you down, don't forget that ever essential elemental presence and breath like you see, I sling freeform bebop impulses into a Chuco skyline, sonic smoke signals that swirl and twirl into the air and become misguided mockingbird melodies in search of its music. You sing sandstorm, rebop, rememories. Cuando yo te vi, mi corazón bailó. Cuando yo te vi, mi corazón bailó. See, there are 100,000 heartbeats in a day, but the ones that sound like jazz are for you. This is our metaphorical music. All right, so that is it for that one. That one's called Windblown World. Thank you very much. I see people in the chat there. So yeah, if you guys are watching on YouTube and ever want to join us, you guys are more than welcome to. We'd love to have you. In fact, if you guys want to jump in on this meeting, the ID is 823-2938-6874. I'm going to say that one more time, nice and slow. So if you guys are watching right now by any chance live and want to jump in, the meeting is 823-2938-6874. Awesome. And you guys, we can share the links. Yeah, again, that poem is called Windblown World, and it's dedicated to everyone who has ever performed on the BWOMS stage. And you can find it on volume 3 of Barrio Panther. A good friend runs that, and there's a lot of really, really cool poetry in that, including people reading tonight. I'm not asking you guys to read from it tonight. You know, there's no occasion for that. As I mentioned, we are doing weekly themes now. So last week we introduced a new one. It's going to be every 2 weeks. Okay, that way, so it's, you know, you have some time to work with the theme if you'd like. It could be poetry, it could be songwriting. So the theme that we're working with is inner worlds, okay, or hidden worlds, right? When I first did it, I said hidden worlds. And so I cheated. I altered it a little bit, but either one works. Inner worlds, hidden worlds. So if you have anything that's inspired by that, I totally encourage you guys to do something. And at the end of the show, I'm going to introduce the new theme for next week, for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so enough of me. Man, I have been talking way too long. We need a buzzer to go off, or we need someone with like a flute or something to play if I've gone on too long. We need to put a timer on me. But we're gonna kick off the show with some music. We have Leslie Becker back in the house, joined us last week for their first performance on cello. So we have Leslie. How you doing?
Good, Richie. How are you?
Excellent. Thanks for joining us. And you're a couple hours ahead of us in Pittsburgh. But what do you have for us today?
So I went through a whole list of options in my head of things to play tonight, but I decided to stick with the theme that's going on, the inner worlds or hidden worlds, which I know I played Bach for you guys last week. I'm going to play some more Bach tonight because that's what I think of when I think of all the hidden worlds inside this music. So I'm going with a classic. Maybe you've heard it before. If you have, maybe you'll hear some hidden gem you've never heard before. If you haven't heard this, welcome to the world of cello, I guess.
Yeah, I loved it. That definitely, that's a classic. Greatest hits. I love it. Did you have another one?
I can if you want, or it's up to you, really.
I don't know why, but like in my I guess I thought I heard you were gonna play two, but that was just probably like my subconscious wanting you to play two. And also, yeah, it's good music to start. It is, when I think of inner worlds, hearing your music played on cello, like it takes me, to an inner self. So it's very meditative. I love to hear it. So if you got one, I wouldn't mind.
Sure, I'll play you one more. Here's a jig.
Yes, yes. We got everyone up in the spot clapping and on mute. Everyone is just on mute, but trust me, everybody on the Zoom call is going wild. They're snapping, they're clapping, hanging from the ceiling, all that good stuff. That was cool, Leslie. Thanks for kicking things off. Did you want to share anything where we can follow you, support your work, or any of any cause that maybe we can be part of?
Um, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of social media going on, but yeah, I'm on Facebook, just Leslie Becker if you want to be friends with me. And if you have any music students, send them my way. I teach cello, piano, music theory, guitar. Yeah, so look me up.
Perfect. Awesome. So Leslie, everyone's going to give her a round of applause. You guys can unmute for that. Clap, cheer, all that good stuff. There you go.
Right. Guys.
Shout out, by the way, to everyone on the YouTube chat. As always, we got the MVPs in there, always showing some love. And if you guys are watching, don't hesitate to share some love, drop it in the chat, on the live chat. And yeah, we're gonna keep going. So Leslie, find her, ask her about the lessons. We got the chat going on as well. We're gonna go ahead and continue though. We have the ever-changing list. I got to make sure we're on top of it. Let me see. So next up we have, oh, that's right. So quick. He hasn't, I don't know if he's gone this early in the night. I saw him perform earlier at the New Rican Monday night open mic. I always try and catch it because it's right before this one. And if I'm lucky, I'll perform, but there's always so much going on, so I can't. But Mr. Tesosomok, he's in the house, and he always gets down. How are you doing today? I see you there, looking all cool with your cool background there.
Yeah, actually, let's see. What choices do we have today? We can change it up. I have this other one from my travels. This one's a good one. How about that one?
You could travel in an instant.
I know, that's Hicks Bay in New Zealand. If anybody's been there before. Have
not had the luxury yet.
It's just an incredible view. This is just coming right into the valley, and this is a Maori region, so not a lot of outsiders.
Oh wow! Did you take that one?
Yeah, I took this picture. Yeah.
Oh, very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
Man, Zoom's taking us all around the world. I love it.
Oh, I know. We're rocking it, man. All right, you ready for some Chicano poetry?
Let's hear you, poet. Let's hear you.
All right, I have two pieces. This first piece is titled Aslan to Tenochtitlan. Desde Aslan to Tenochtitlan, we have cried many trails of tears. De aquí o allá, tú también llorarás. Hemos cogido nuestros sueños y fantasías. We have vomited el digestic dogma. Tus unmanifested destinos. We have had many deceptions from either side of the border. Amor al estilo S&M, tú con tu látigo, torturing my testículos. Y yo arañando your back like a good esclavo. De aquí o de allá, no vale madre if you swallow or not, as long as you don't inhale. Oh, madre mía, nos haces llorar, haciéndonos bilingual, bicultural, bye mexicano, bye chicano. As the border splits us like a diamond on the jeweler's block, filo de hilo te rompo como trompo, twirling away from each other. Ay, carnal migratorio, carnal la prostituta, desde Aztlán hasta Tenochtitlan hemos llorado. Lloramos por el abandono nonato, la tierra mojada, tortugas acuáticas, besos mojados, sí, mojados como nosotros. Desde Aztlán hasta Tenochtitlan, we have cried many excuses. The only things that remain are undocumented, like, see, you and I had undocumented thoughts, undocumented frijoles del farón. Check, I'm not using Goya frijoles here. Undocumented orgasms en esquinas oscuras. Y tú, Jaina, dediándote con mis pensamientos, yes. The rest of us remains undocumented. Desde Aztlan hasta Tenochtitlan, we have had undocumented love in between bouts of tears, undocumented mecos, and fuck you if you don't like it, con zafos. That's a pleasant piece.
I love the ending.
All right, and then this piece is I don't know if you've heard this one, so tell me if you heard this Cheddar Blues. Have you heard this one? No. So this piece is the centerpiece of my next book, which is titled Cheddar Blues. And cheddar is a contraction of ranchero, and usually the people who just made it right across the border, they call them cheddars. And so that's at least in like the Oxnard, LA area. So they always say, oh no, if you wanna marry a good man, marry a cheddar, you know. So Cheddar Blues. This is the Cheddar Blues because I left my rancho behind. I left the morning dew, sweet scented siesta afternoons, the meandering cattle on the hillsides, the bleating goats, the mid-afternoon egg songs, the proud cackling of the yard rooster, the watering cattle, the women's mitote by the riverside, laundering in the hot sun with flaking hands from the herradura soap, and the Chucho Roto and Calimán Solís novelas that played on the transistor radio hanging on the guayabo tree. This is the Cheddar Blues. This is the Paisa Blues. Hemos abandonado la proximidad de nuestras familias, el ordeño de las vacas, las capadas de puerquitos, la maniada de becerros en el corral, el caballo bailarín que amabas más que tu vieja, el encío de burros, la carga de leña, la mancornada de bueyes, la quiebra del barzón, la quemadura de la pizca del maíz, la yunta de tu abandono. This is the Paisa Blues. This is the Mexicano Blues. We have saddled ourselves with master's ideology, blanketed ourselves in a trifecta of colors, a telluric attachment to our terruños, made in homage of our mixology, declared a bronzed era on the backs of our Mexicanos profundos. We continually find ourselves in the dreams of the other. This is the Mexicano Blues. This is the Chicano Blues. We have been torn from the land grants that were taken from the First Nations. The wolf from Aesop's fable has made it at the end of the production predation chain and made his claim by burning the land registry, redeploying his plat maps and square townships over the riparian long lots and irregular Spanish land descriptions, the nomadic territories of the First Nations, the trickery of the regime of juridical signification.
All right. Wait, did you freeze up? Am I? I don't know. Am I tripping out? The Sosomok. Oh man, New Zealand was too far away. Okay, I don't think this has ever happened before. I was like, man, that is a dramatic pause. No, okay, a little bit of. I'm telling you, it happens digitally. Technology, it's not perfect. We're gonna make our way through it. So, he has become unstuck in time for all you Vonnegut fans up there. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know, we'll see if he's back there. Maybe we can get him back. But that's Tesosomok out of Los Angeles. It's always great to have. Wait, is that him? Are you back? Okay, I was just hearing noises. I got excited. Maybe we can have him go on if he makes his way back to finish it. But check out his book. He had it there in the background. Gashes. Oh wait, you're back. You're back. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. It's just the power of this piece just took down the whole internet. No, just kidding. So I can continue in this is the Chicano Blues. I think that's where I faded, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it shouldn't be too much longer. So this is the Chicano Blues. We've been torn from the land grants that were taken from the First Nations. The wolf from Aesop's fable has come at the end of the predation chain and made his claim by burning the land registries, redeploying his plat maps and square townships over the riparian long lots and irregular Spanish land descriptions and nomadic territories of the First Nations. The trickery of the regime of juridical signification and resignification of the land. The ideological nature of the takers has been laid as our interest. We've been diminished from the master's categories. We have been asked to desire the master's dominant signification. One day, they told you to close your eyes and extend your hands. They left the Bible on your hands and the land was gone. They inflicted a regime of violence and installed a signification of monogenesis where you are never going to be blue-eyed blonde, mijo. Te chingaron con sus pinches polygenesis where all the men are created equal, but only within the same race, pendejo. This is the Chicano blues. This is the Madre Blues. She brought me into this world, a las buenas o a las malas, abandonó su vida, sus sueños, sus deseos para las nuevas vidas. She has given her every ounce of energy for our well-being, la preocupación de sus hijos, del abuso interno, de la chotificación de nuestras comunidades, la criminalización de nuestros sueños, el abandono nonato, el opiate-induced amor de tu madre. Lo más sagrado que tienes, el dolor que sientes cuando te hace falta tu madre. This is the Madre Blues. This is my Nino's blues. Mi abuelo was rock and stone, metal and blood, furia y coraje, rabia y ternura when he bit your ear or brushed his stubble on your soft, innocent, childish cheeks. Sentías el profundo amor de la tierra. Tenía de senta barro humeado del que se acumula a un lado del río. In your youth, he tell you not to go to el norte and sell your body. Aquí está la tierra que te da si la trabajas. And in his old age, he's worried for the care of the land. Then, mijo, para atrás, a que cuides la tierra. But we were already caught in the dreams of the other. Y su dolor persistió en tu ausencia y el reclamo con su aliento antiguo. ¿Quién me la va a cuidar? This is my Nino's blues. This is the narco blues. The lands of our ancestors have been cash cropped with opiates of the world, las espigas de tus second level indicators of good genes. Te los cambiaron por pura cola de borrego. Ver González te dijeron. En la pérdida de tu sorreada, tu pestilencia, tenatos de pura muerte, the pollination of your future when with the demands of tus hipsters que jalan pura colita de borrego y te mandan a pedir su mota y te dicen, ahí te va tu vergón. This is the narco blues. These are my blues.
Orale. All right. We made it. We made it happen. All the way from New Zealand, the Chicano blues.
I know, man. I definitely got the blues after that.
Oh yeah. So I know that like for a couple of weeks we all know each other's stuff, but for the benefit of those watching online at some other time, how can people support your work and check out your current book and then all that good stuff?
I'll put it on the chat list now that you fixed it and people can actually click on links and everything. So we appreciate that.
It took me long enough.
I want to acknowledge that like I was really happy to hear you perform a piece because I know last week you had doubts in your heart and we want to welcome you back and say, you know, we're here, we're going to stick around and we want to support you as best as we can. Obviously, we can't perform miracles, but I know that we always run into these moments of powerful doubt in ourselves and the work. What did they say? One of the things I learned in business is you'll have to figure out what the institution needs, not necessarily try to make people fit into the institution, right? So I think there's an element of like this thing is live and, you know, like figuring out what it needs next is really the moment, the painful moment of doubt. And so I want to recognize, then welcome you back and say, hey, you know, we got your back, Richie.
Right on. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, man. I love it. I love it. One of the things that I like about doing this show is it's a little bit of a hybrid show where I think, and for those of you watching who just aren't sure, definitely check out the Sosomok online. You could just follow him on Instagram at Gashes 2019. That's the collection of work, and you can just follow him there. And ultimately, like it's cool the kind of community we've been forming through this, and it's just a little bit of a I'm going for like a talk show vibe too, where it's a little bit more formal. See how everyone's doing, make sure everyone's doing all right. The cheese mess for like the after party. If you guys haven't been to that, where after the live show ends, we just kind of chatted up. Last week got kind of intense. Was it last week where we got into like pizzas? Everyone's favorite, or was that 2 weeks ago already? I can't even remember. But topics go wild. So I encourage you, even if you guys don't want to perform, you should join us for these after parties, because it's kind of cool just to hang out and chat for as long as we can and have human interaction. Anyway, okay. So thank you once again to Sosomok. Check them out. Los Angeles, always again, one of the silver linings of this open mic is that we can collaborate and network with people all around. So we might keep these up for a little bit, for a good while. Until then, we're gonna go on, guys. And our next performer, one of my favorites, has contributed so much to I would say my upbringing as a writer in the scene. It's, as I don't know, I'm still a work in progress, but has done so much through Tumblewords. And she's had a bunch of poems recently published, and I think you're going to share from that. We have Donna Snyder in the house. Donna, how are you doing? Let's make some noise and welcome Donna to the stage.
Woo! Woo! Welcome, Donna.
Woo!
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Am I unmuted? Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, good. Well, thanks for that, Richie. I appreciate the good words. Actually, I just looked at the 3 poems that were published last week, and all 3 of them I read, I think, right before I submitted them for publication to you guys. So I won't read those tonight. But since my first book publisher is here, Michael Casares of Vertical Gray Press, I thought I might read a couple of things out of the book he published, because I will ever be grateful to Michael for publishing my first book. And I'll start with The Dancer. The woman is a fetish, all bellies and breasts. Air caresses her hips. She moves across the floor like undulating silk, like the Hagia Sophia Mosque would if it were to ever sway through Istanbul. The scent of the Egyptian market clings to arabesques of air that flow around her. Her strength and grace move me. Pleasure finds me freed of the burden of corporeality, and I dance. This is and the theme of secret words or secret thoughts or secret lives. Serpent wraps itself in moon's crown. And it's from my most recent book, The Tongue Has Its Secrets. Each shell wears serpent on her head, wrapped into her crown. She outlines the paintings on its back, glyphs made from an ancient root. Serpentine remnants of a stellar past. Serpent's caress falls like feather on air, its tongue flicking ravaged skin and reminder of a lure long succumbed to the predations of jungle. No thorned or stinging barrier can bar serpent's touch, snaking beneath, below, and over, raising its head from the darkness, touching softly the secret places, unafraid of the moon. Thanks, Richie. Um, 5 shots of tequila later, she wonders to herself about David's best friend before he left for the war, bound to break her heart, determined to fight for freedom. She suffers the hangover alone with she, herself, and I imagine. Fair weather friends, all of them. Happy ever after is real, she scoffs as the efficacy of revolution, the ethereality of passion. When her brain seizes its hot throbbing, she looks at the vomit next to her feet. If she were a dog, she would eat each bit. Nothing would remain to even desiccate in the furnace she calls the desert wind. In the stony world she calls her home. Nothing is left here, not even his scent.
Damn.
Yeah. Dark red, I love Lucy lips make me long for cigarettes and sex. She stands in the shadows like a Botticelli made of marzipan. Who wouldn't want to slip sweet almond beneath the tongue? Lips linger and intoxicate themselves beneath the pearl of an ear. Inhale the scent of flesh still warm from an indifferent sun, still moist from the exertion of making sense of the lives of men, all gone mad with sorrow. We sit and laugh at the antics of a crazy redhead goddess. The voice of an angel sings, we must not forget to breathe. Deep, humid gulps of warm air swallowed like wine drunk from a terracotta cup. A red kiss pressed against its earthy lip. This is called Dreaming and Mother of Pearl. Small breasts and fat rolls, body of an immortal beauty, the goddess of love and righteous indignation, Aphrodite. She rose fleshy and pristine from the foam of the infinite sea. Unlike her sister Athena, who sprang from the imperfect brow of the Father God, Aphrodite is unmeasured and without flaw. Small breasts and fat rolls, the image transcends the span of centuries. I feel the abundant flesh against my face, small breasts and fat rolls, blood and breath dance through my mortal body. I close my eyes and dream in mother of pearl.
As always, shout out to your beautiful dog behind you, just laying back and enjoying the words.
Which one is it? The little one, Otis. Down here's Lola. Over here's Bubba.
BWOMS is for the dogs. You guys,
Yeah.
everyone who's reading tonight, you guys got to like give a shout out to your dogs. All right.
Yeah. Here, Lola. Come here, baby. Come on. Get up here. She's such a seductive little girl. I've had her since January 2nd. And if I don't give her, she thinks she should get a snack for everything, going to the bathroom, eating supper, getting in bed, whatever. And if I don't, she'll do this little funny thing where she levitates and like hovers in the air for a minute and then swirls herself around. And I swear to God, she goes, huh, and then gives me the butt. And with that, I'll say goodnight. Oh, I do want to mention this Saturday at Tumblewords, it's going to be awesome. Yolanda Chavez-Leyva, Dr. Yolanda Chavez-Leyva will be presenting. And, ooh, let me see if I can find her. She's got this incredible title. She, if you don't know Yolanda, you ought to. She's been involved with Tumblewords for some 20 years of the 25 we're celebrating. And she's a historian and an activist and an educator and renowned throughout the country as a writer and as a Chicana activist and historian. And her workshops are always fun and interesting. and she tends to bring a posse. So come on over. It's at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. You come on over via Zoom, just like with this. Since we did get Zoom bombers, actual dick pic and some nonsense being spoken.
Oh no.
Yeah, I missed it. I was busy doing administrative stuff, but everyone else saw it, and and because of that, I quit posting I used to just post the sign in information and the link and everything so anybody could use it. But now you actually have to contact me and say you want to go or you want to come or something like that. And then I will send it to you via messenger message, via text message, if you call me on my phone, and via Twitter message. And if you want to email, but I hardly ever look at email, so that's the least efficient way to get in. So do it. It'll be a great workshop.
Yeah.
And come celebrate 25 years of Temple Words with us.
That's right. Awesome. Thank you, Donna. Definitely check out that workshop. Dr. Chavez, amazing things. And this past weekend was Nancy Green. I know that the whole Zoom bombing thing happened. So now it's more speakeasy style. You know, you got to know the right people. You got to know the password, the secret handshake, all that stuff. So, but, you know, regardless, you know, you should go in and get some writing done. I wish I could really use it. I work with a media company, so Saturdays got busy again for me, and we've been doing a lot of video work and audio work. So as soon as I'm free, I'm gonna be at one. I am gonna make it to one. We are gonna have an anniversary. We'll talk about it as it gets closer to the date. But thank you, Donna, as always. I'm glad to have you on. Follow Tumblewords Project on Facebook and be kept up to date on all the cool stuff that's going on. All right, we're gonna keep going. I'm not going to talk as much. We have another favorite, another regular. To me, our open mics have only been more enriched and deepened by our next performer's presence. And I always look forward to what they have to share. So we have Lee MS in the house. Lee, it's you. Take it away. How are you today?
Hi, good. Thank you.
Awesome.
So I've been working on something new, hopefully for publishing. So
Yes.
This is brand new.
New shit.
And I have 3 poems. So I'll start. This are actually the first ones that I write in English, not in Spanish. So let's see how that goes. This is called An Ongoing Conversation in My Head. It's been years. I can't be bothered to count them, but I know it's been a long time because the only reason I remember you now is when you leave my mother's tongue, slipping out with caution as if testing the waters of my memories. I would call you a snake, but snakes make me happy. You make me itch for fire. It's been years, and I don't really think of you, but my mind conjures you in nightmares from time to time. Scenarios I can seem to escape, so far from my peace and my quiet, my night and my stars. You obscured my night sky, and in dreams, I am still suffocated by the fake light you emanated. It's been years, and so much time in my hands has triggered unwanted thoughts, memories of you that I keep pushing to the back of my mind. Nothing's good. There's nothing good I associate with my past with you anymore. I lost any good memories to the fox of remembrance, or possibly the gaslights you set along the way. So I write. So I utter your name, the association, and the places it hurt. Out loud, it feels so wrong, tongue knotted and throat shut. I whisper a fuck you under my breath. Ojalá que sufras. You kept me from me so long, so fuck you, and vete a la chingada. A toast to the memory of you calling my lips foul. Chingate. A hole in the midst of darkness and my tongue lashing out at your memory, tearing you piece by piece down to nothing. You are nothing. Fuck you. And I repeat. A prayer to see you and show you how far I've come. To flip you off, to stick my fingers inside your chest and make you quiver in fear of what I have become, to tear your eyes out and make you watch as I rise. I wish you a life of uneventfulness, of picture-perfect blandness, a house, a car, a wife, children, and emptiness. I wish you late nights avoiding the hole in your chest and the staleness of it all. I wish for you to find my name plastered everywhere you go, And for everyone that reads these words to point their fingers your way, the attention you despise to draw so much all on you now. The spotlight, the past of us aired out, no more hush hush. Be utterly embarrassed. I want you to suffer, little by little, enough so that you are miserable. I would say fuck you again, but at this point you get the gist. Let this be the words that expose you and me and what we were. Ooh. And then the next one, it's called Who Taught You That? Who advised you on the benefits of trapping us in swarms, of setting us against each other as you watched from afar and laughed? Who told you being pinned down, hands in places you shamed, no permissions given, trespassing made us wet? Who taught you that? Who demonstrated how to put your hands against our throats and choke the life out of us long enough to see the halo shatter over your heads? Who tutored you on how to hate our existence while getting hot and bothered by our bodies? Who showed you the means to control us was to shame us? Who taught you that? Who showed you what you liked on who you liked it? Who told you to put to practice in every warm body you coveted? Who explained to you it is better to like it when we don't, that it is preferred we don't feel as you let yourself go? Who taught you that? Who showed you that anger, made you memorize the names you call us, the ways you debase us? Who mentored you so you would follow the same patterns we have seen time and time again? Same disregard, same hatred, different hands and different faces. Who taught you that? To walk the fragile thread of killing us or loving us, to be undone by a modicum of confidence, the right words so fragile, easily breakable. Who taught you that? We know. And until we had enough, then we will ignite you in words, cast the first stones against your heads, paint your faces red, and show you how to feel shame. We will teach you that.
Damn.
And then the last one, this one, I know my husband is actually watching right now, so this is for him, so that way he can blush and I can have fun with that. This is called Diving Deepening, and it's in Spanish and English. Reímos hasta llorar, pies descalzos trazando la orilla en el que el cielo tocaba la tierra. Yo huyendo de las lágrimas y tú sumergiéndote en ellas. Dijiste te amo tantas veces que tu voz se tornó la brisa y derramó la luna entre las olas y yo no podía quitar los ojos de las estrellas derritiéndose en la arena. Susurré un te amo, casi inaudible, que las olas arrastraron hasta el fondo del océano. A tientas, acerqué mis pies a las orillas, donde tu cuerpo yacía ensimismado en mis palabras y me sumergí a tu lado. And the translation, we laughed ourselves to tears, barefooted and threading the shores where the sky touched the ground. Me fleeing from the tears of my sadness and you submerging yourself in them. You said I love you so many times that your voice turned into breeze and shook the moon down to the waves. And I couldn't take my eyes away from the stars melting down into the sand. I whispered, I love you, almost too faint to hear, that the waves dragged it into the bottom of the ocean. Slowly, I dipped my feet onto the crushing waves against the shore, where your body life absorbed in my words, and I plunged into the darkness blue with you.
Yeah. Awesome. 3 poems. Awesome. I have to ask if the blushing happened. You know what I'm saying?
He just yelled, what? From the other room.
Awesome. I'm monitoring the YouTube live chat too. So shout out to everyone who's always part of that, Dr. A and Sandy. And really quick, you got to give a shout out to your dogs too.
Oh boy. All of them are not here right now, but shout out to my 4 dogs.
They've made cameos before, you know, giving you props. So again, for the benefit of people watching who might not be familiar with you or tuning in for the first time, how can people support your work or follow you online?
You can follow me on Instagram, and it's cadáveres dash literarios. Or on Facebook, it's Lee Martinez Soto.
Awesome. Cool. Awesome. As always, great having you. Thank you for reading. And enjoy the rest of the show. Glad to see you next week. Do you want to know what next week's topic is?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say stay tuned because at the end of the show, I'm going to reveal it. Okay. And if I forget, somebody has to remind me. Because it's also usually I might just forget, but I know what it is. All right, I have it ready. Again, these 2 weeks, if you guys have anything, by the way, like I know I said, like every 2 weeks we're gonna have a new prompt. Just because the weeks have ended doesn't mean you have to abandon it. So if you like, I don't know, let's say in 2 weeks from now, you're like, oh, I have a poem now about inner worlds, and you write something about it, please, any past prompt, we have a good list going back to last year of prompts that we've been doing. So I post them on our Facebook pages. So if you look at any of those prompts, yeah, just write about them. um yeah, so I'm gonna reveal next week's prompt, so if you can have a whole week if you want to write something on it, you can. Yeah, but I want to welcome everyone again on who's watching on YouTube. Hello everyone. Your constant support means so much, probably not just to me but to everyone who performs. I know that in these times we've had to replace the whole live crowd public event thing, and that can be kind of tough. I know that for me, when I perform, I love to be able to look into the crowd and see people supporting by watching and nodding their head, and so we can't really like clap or cheer like at a venue, but you guys can leave thumbs up, flames, just leave comments, show us love that way, and that'd be really cool. Anyway, we're going to keep going. Let me look back on my list here. I'm trying to stay consistent with that. We have you heard him shout out right now a little earlier, but we have Michael Casares in the house. Michael, how you doing? Welcome back.
Hi, good, thanks. It's good to be back. Ready to share my work. It's been a great reading so far. The poems I wanted to share tonight follow the inner worlds theme also. Like I did last week, I just realized that last week I didn't really say what those were about. But the poems I read last week were about human trafficking and child sex trafficking, so that was kind of like, that's its own thing. But the ones for tonight I wanted to share with you, they're based out of I wrote a book, a novel, and the protagonist is actually a poet. Go figure. So I'm actually presenting his work. His name is Nicholas Duke, and the series that he's written in is called Black Orpheus. So I just want to read 3 from his work there. This is its own inner world kind of thing here too. Black Orpheus, Hearts of Glass. Distant sigh of the wind and highway cold through cracks on winter morn. The dark of absent light and sun, the stars that hug the horizon tight. Ashes and cotton balls cling to lazy eyes, flurries and dust thick on dry lashes. The truth is laid before our heavy hearts. The body is tired. It is rebelling against the gluttonous need. It is fighting the winter spirit. It is hoping for truth, but instead plagues the host with sickening disease. It is thick on the glass. It is blackened and burned, a stain forgiven by the washing of hands and scraping of shards. The rushing cadence the heart resolves to, the hollow electricity coursing through nerves, the eyes awake and lucid. The perceptions of the guilty shadow the innocent, the light of truth futile to the cover of the past. The future brings slick streets, constipated morals, late nights and early mornings. Chilled daylight masks itself in a crystalline kaleidoscope of glitter and mirrors. The pupils dilate. Flies run through the blood. Fatigued as aging tree bark, the spirit is cracked and rigid. The lines deepen, a black sleep that consumes the eyes and flesh, and ignorance blesses each chilled hush that creeps inside our hearts of glass. So that was the first one. The next one is called Midnight Stream. Thank you. Midnight Stream. The storms of Jupiter ascend, burning clouds of Neptune and Saturn. Their perfect orbs, spherical in spite of hexagonal surges, whirlpools and vortices, dervish silent frenzies. Clouded in the eye, everlasting fog chokes the pupil sight. It is a repetitive, like scratched vinyl cliches and lost lacquer messages, hidden and secret, locked, undismayed by the greed of light that eats away the shadows. Rejoice in it. A reverie of rainbow cast darkness inversed up the smoldering bowl to a dank reality of wispy Nosferatu and elusive shadow men. The ghosts poke their curl-cued heads around the corner until the heart radiates them away, losers of imperfect love that only manage to remain lost floating among the silent spheres, the music lost to the overwhelming space once subdued. In streams, the conscience flows. It looks, eyes wide, mouth agape, tongue crossed, an absurdist pretzel in old wood chipped and dry. The crab burns, the feverish blisters, the filthy hand that heal the wounds lay testament to fever-pitched nightmares and lazy Susan personalities, a revolving door of fodder, all smiles and bright eyes. The immaculate love barred from the former dimensions, the heightened aura of forgiveness seeps slowly into the empty reservoirs constructed by our ancestors, by the beings so weighted, stones set in mud and seal like concrete, the vast gemstones of our error.
Damn.
And finally, this one is called Peddling the Father of Lies. Spectre in the house flies through glass windows, globes round and crystal, mystified by the light and shroud. It throws rocks in ignominious desolation. It trades the soul for desire. It profits pleasure and lust. It drives the question of our sin, strips away the barriers of consciousness, relies on the powers of self-doubt to scar a path to its ultimate destination. The petals first lose color, pale, then blacken. Its skin begins to sag, wrinkle, and decay. The lifespan is locked in a fortress of ice, clouded vision, and clear deception. It comes to roost at the 11th hour, when its appetite cannot be stopped, and dead black petals are left in its wake to mock the heart of the lover inside. Putrid kiss, the toxic life, unkempt, cast voyeurs into desperation, cast masters into slaves, turn the priests into pansies and the preachers into demons. The thinning veil of energetic deception, the chaos supposedly causing design, disintegrates behind a wall of smoke. And there are no scenes of our ancestors, and there is no gate to cross. The perceptions of humanity ring like a bell and reverberate in a jar that locks them down, a lamp for Pandora, a cell for the soul. It returns, and it never goes away. Thank you.
Yes, Michael. Dope. Thank you, man. So before we move on, help us out. You know, how can we support your work, follow you, or anything that you're a part of?
My website's therootofmanyreturns.com. So I typically post poetry and some fiction there and some other things too. And then as for publishing, as I've worked with Donna, virgograypress.net is where you can find some information on that. Although it's been kind of dormant, the wheels are slowly churning again. So yeah.
I love the way that sounds. Please share them in the chat, and then I'll share them on the YouTube chat as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Awesome. Michael. Cool. Yeah. Once again, welcome. Stay at home open mic. Thanks if you guys are tuning in. Shout out if you guys are watching this live right now on YouTube. Don't forget to don't be shy. You know, we have an awesome chat going on right now in the YouTube live chat. Be part of that. Just say hi. Tell us, you know, if there's a line that you really love, let us know. If there's something that maybe strikes you, if you have any questions, we'll try and get back to you on that. I know Dr. A had some questions for Lee regarding your book. Okay, so you saw that. Cool. Yeah, I love the little community we got going on of people checking out each other's work. Yeah, so thank you, Michael. Glad you could make it second week in a row. Hopefully you can come back next week. Stick around and I'll reveal the prompt for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Next up is a regular. He's an MVP. I mentioned him at the beginning of the show. He always comes through with the timestamps. And, of course, the great cover poem that's sweeping the nation. We have Kit Wren in the house. Kit, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. So I understand we all have to pay a dog tax, and luckily, my good friend Winston is over here sleeping. Can't quite point the laptop at him in a.
Good.
Yeah. But you saw his back half. He's very peaceful, despite all this noise we're making. Hey, if I was a lesser man, I'd feel insulted. Why don't you listen to me? Okay, but I'm gonna do 3 of mine, and then the fabled and often looked forward to cover poem. A friend once told me that she was exchanging stories about me with another friend when they started making out. It's nice to know I can bring people together. But which stories? Was it me screaming at a trust fund anarchist in her defense? Was it him convincing strangers at a party that I could levitate? I need more editorial control over the stories about me. They are a stand-in for me, and I cannot tolerate a corruption in the carbon. A new false kit would arise. I am a man of integrity. I would be as quick to censor the lionizing as the malicious. I just want the truth to reign. I wouldn't want you to kiss the wrong person for the wrong reason. Not even if it was me. Oh shit, I closed the wrong tab just now.
Sometimes I forget to unmute when I clap or snap.
That's good because it gave me cover time because I closed the wrong tab. And now I have called up my new one, which is both kind of long and new shit.
New shit.
Yes, we're all doing our duty to keep the flame alive here at the Barbed Wire Open Mic in El Paso, Texas. This is, I wrote this on Saturday at Tumblewords, which was led by local icon Nancy Green. And I've been going to Tumblewords since I was 12. It's much more helpful to me as an adult than it was as a child, but it was equally looked forward to. And I just sort of tried to merge 2 of the things I wrote. And you know what? I'm going to find out how good it is right now. Y'all are part of a fucking lab experiment. I hope you're comfortable with that because it's happening. Unthinkingly, I answered a phone before making sure it is not a bill collector, but against the odds, it is not. Nor is it a man asking for the password for the iPhone that I do not own. It is a middle-aged man speaking hurriedly and with a garnish of panic. You, the poet, I heard about you. I need your help. Already, my new advertising plan and vision for personal service-based poetry is paying off. I ask him what seems to be the matter. Well, I'm already losing my nerve. How exactly is a poem going to help me? I didn't take to this stuff in school. It sent me running to computer classes, and that's still where I work today in IT. So just try to put it in terms for me. Well, I don't mind explaining my theory at all. A poem is an act of observation. And as a man of science, you must be aware that Niels Bohr says that at the subatomic level, observation changes outcome. Therefore, a poem is an act of transformation. We can see this in how Jack Keats turned a Grecian urn into some symbol of the eternal, unmutable, and beautiful truth, when really most urns just look okay. Therefore, holistically applied and focused, a personalized poem can make the circumstances of your life something different. So you're promising not just to make people feel better, but that things will actually change. Maybe just on the subatomic level. But yes, that is the idea. Then you might be what I need then. You see, my daughter is ugly. I beg your pardon. That sounded awful. I sound awful. Please understand me. I love her and I want everything to break her way, but I remember middle school. I want the best the world has to offer her, but I know the world tends to lowball people. I believe in her and I think she has a, inner beauty. But Hallmark and Disney have wrung that fucking thing dry. and made it sound like bullshit no matter who says it. Even when dear old dad says it. Even when Kevin Mattingly, IT professional, a man not given to emotional statements in general, says it. I understand. This is a fairly common type of commission, at least so far. So many concerned parents viewing acne pits with more concerns than the children themselves have. So how long will this take? Well, there's no telling, sir. Could be 2 days, could be 3 years. If you have a deadline in mind, I can give you what I have then, regardless of finality. But would you go back to a bakery that gave you raw dough? Do you need anything from me? I'll need a picture, of course, at least 2 from different angles, ideally, and some suggestions for some totem in her life that can serve as an identifying and sustained metaphor. I give him the secure P.O. box number to send all correspondence to. What do you mean? I can't just give you her social media handle? I could find that myself in 10 minutes. Print out the pictures. Write out the suggestions. We're starting a fire here, you understand? Put away your Zippo. Just let me rub these sticks. Perhaps, Mr. Mattingly, since you indicated you struggle in this area, you'd be interested in our discounts for return customers, a recommendation program, a trial subscription? He doesn't bite. No one has yet. But this is a young way of doing an old practice. Someone will. Okay, and one more of me and then the cover. I've been paranoid about repeating myself, but I've established like a 5-week, because I do this, I've established like a 5-week limit, and I think I didn't do this all July, so we're good. This is the last one I did at a venue where there were other people there. Meaning is not a constant. We pretend that it is for the sake of economic stability and other intimidating fictions, but we're all adults here. We know how many words and phrases mean their opposite in application. Everyone in this room would classify fuck you as an insult, but it is a phrase that I deal out exclusively to friends. It is a privilege for me to tell you, fuck you. Bow your head and receive it like a congressional medal. It means that I trust you. It means in the way that circus acrobats reach out for each other, in the way that professional wrestlers protect one another. Performative is not a synonym for fake. It means you're doing it. We're doing it. We retain control by yielding. We eat well when we leave a place empty for the prophet Elijah. We talk roughly with our friends, and we speak with an alien grace to the people we hope get hit by a meteor. Perhaps this confuses you. Very well, you will not die of confusion. In my experience, understanding is much more fraught. They say that if you meet the Buddha on the street, you must kill him. Let me never understand. Let me always walk softly on a pudding skin of liminal confusion. A word that means one thing has been discarded. A person with one name has been buried. A language without ambiguity is dead. Your contradictions are your receipt for living. Living, which is another word for the pause in between 2 heartbeats. And now it's time to upstage myself, as I like to do with the cover poem. This is Good Bones by Maggie Smith. Just a wonderful poem. Life is short, though I keep this from my children. Life is short, and I've shortened mine in 1,000 delicious, ill-advised ways. 1,000 deliciously ill-advised ways I'll keep from my children. The world is at least 50% terrible, and that's a conservative estimate, though I keep this for my children. For every bird, there is a stone thrown at a bird. For every loved child, a child broken, bagged, sunk in a lake. Life is short, and the world is at least half terrible. And for every kind stranger, there is one who would break you. Though I keep this for my children. I am trying to sell them the world. Any decent realtor walking you through a real shithole chirps on about good bones. This place could be beautiful, right? You could make this place beautiful.
Damn, great selections today, Kit. Loved it. So what are you drinking today?
Oh man, I got like the fucking.
You got a mix? Yeah.
Yeah. This one is Michele from Revolver. Let's see. Also, Dallas Blonde is a very frequent companion of mine.
Awesome.
But yeah, I got a lot. I'm not doing commercials for free. No.
I got you. I got you. I'm rocking I have a corner store, a gas station right across the street from me. So they rock the Santa Fe 7K IPA. I really like that one. I also like that it has that rhyme scheme. The Santa Fe 7K IPA. It's pretty good. I should have them sponsor this show. Actually, if anyone knows anyone who wants to sponsor, I have a couple local establishments in mind, but I'm figuring as this is a thing, it'd be kind of cool to get some local sponsors up in here. Maybe like, talk about their product a little bit. Like yesterday we were talking about pizza. So if you guys are watching right now, type in the favorite pizza in El Paso. Like what's your absolute favorite? We're not doing Chicago versus New York style, just in El Paso. Like what's your favorite slice to grab? And no need to start a war. We'll see. But if on the live chat too, I'd love to see what you guys say. And before we move on, Kit, is there anything you'd like to promote, like so we can follow you and all that good stuff?
Let's see. At this point, I think there are some of y'all who can say this by heart, but Instagram at Kit Renaway, Twitter at Kit Talk Sports. Where it's practically a wrap on college football, but there is baseball for some reason. And basketball's doing all right. They got the bubble. They're doing good. Let's see. Ko-fi.com/KitRen. There's a bunch of belletristic essays about old football games. And search the Not Evil Sun Cult on Facebook, and you'll learn a lot about what I think is funny. And just look up on my name on Facebook, and you'll find me.
All right, man. That's plenty. I dig it. Appreciate it, Kit, as always. And not always for the timestamps, man. Much love.
It's an excuse to watch it again. There's so many good performers every time.
It is really cool. Like I said, so if you guys are watching this right now, go back and watch past performances. It's also kind of cool to see how maybe people develop or change their setup over time. You can go and see that or their sound. Yeah, we're getting some really cool responses from people right now. So I'm letting more people into the room. Once again, stay at home open mic. Glad to have you guys here. We're going to switch it up and get some music. He's been here before several times, and we have collaborated live at open mics. I found a video of us jamming some poetry and handpan. But we have Jacob Myers back, and he's got his magical, ethereal, wonderful instrument, the handpan, and we're gonna, in fact, damn, you know what? Since Jacob's here, maybe I'll reveal. No, I'll wait till then to try to reveal the new prompt. But I always encourage people to just like close your eyes and see where the instrument takes you. So how you doing today, Jacob?
I'm good, thank you.
Cool, man. So we're gonna try out some new sound settings and see how it comes out.
Yeah, I found that, so we'll see if it sounds any different.
Cool. Oh yeah, definitely sounds more full.
Okay. That's the Heartbeat Jam. Thank you.
Beautiful stuff, Jacob.
Yeah,
you.
man, it sounds way more fuller than last time. So
All right.
that's good to know. So in our continual experiments of music on these Zoom meetings, we're learning the sound setting. So all you did is turn off the suppression, or how did it work for you this time?
I don't know. I couldn't find it last week because I wasn't on the app. I was just on the web browser. Maybe there was a place I just couldn't find it, but right now I found it I'm on a Mac, and at the top it has the Zoom and then just in there, I went to preferences, and then under preferences, there was an advanced tab. And under advanced, it had a, let me see what it said. Suppress persistent background noise, suppress intermittent background noise. So I disabled both of those.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense because that always throttles like the lower frequencies and and the higher ones too.
When I listened to it on YouTube, it just sounded weird, and like I would hear my chair creaking super loud, like louder than the halftime. What was going on?
Well, I'm glad that you set out and fixed it. It sounded, I mean, it still sounded really cool last week, like almost like you added, it was like an effect to it. But today was definitely, I think, more true to its real sound. Obviously it's not perfect, but it's still really cool. And so for people watching, a lot of people aren't familiar with this instrument, so can you tell us once again what it's called and maybe whatever else you know about it, like how it's made, background?
For sure. So it's called the hand pan. It's basically like a steel drum, like the Caribbean steel drum, but inverted. So the steel drum is like a bowl, like a wok shaped. And so the makers of this, they were actual steel drum makers. Someone came to them with an idea, so they came up with this. And it's just, instead of the bowl, it's that shaped. And it's tuned a little different. So it's not as metally sounding as those Caribbean steel drums. And it was invented in around the year 2000. So, I mean, in terms of time, it's still a freshly new instrument. And 10 years ago, when I first saw it, I tried to look it up online, and it's pretty much impossible to get one at the time. There was under 5 makers. And then as of now, there's probably like over 200, if not more. So it's, it's a lot easier to find them, and it's helped with pricing and price gouging, flippers, all that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because I remember even that long ago, I knew it as a hang drum, but you corrected me, and that was like a maker. That was like a
right. Yeah. So the very first people who invented it, their brand was called Pan Art, and it was they're from Switzerland. So there's a Swiss dialect, Bernese. I don't know. I'm gonna mispronounce it, but the word, it's Hang, but it's pronounced hung. And that means hand. So hung means hand in that dialect. So later it started being called a hang drum, and they didn't like that because a lot of times people, they think of drumming and playing loud, and like with this, you're supposed to play soft. That's why sometimes when I'd be at open mic and there's like all these drummers that want to come and play it, get kind of scared because, I mean, I don't mind, but they have to play it a certain way. It's like it's a delicate instrument. If you play it too hard, too loud, it can go right out of tune. So
yeah, it's like a soft drizzle on a nice night. It's not destroying it. Like that's really cool, man. Thanks for sharing that history of the instrument. And it is relatively new. I always thought it was cool because it's like if you were to take electronica music away from the digital and make it like analog and with the hand pan. There's also an instrument on YouTube. I'm such a huge fan of busking and buskers, street musicians, and so the hand pan is a very popular instrument I've seen people playing. Right. There's also an instrument that's like I've seen someone do. It looks like an organ made out of PVC tubing, and they played it with like a chancla, with a sandal, and it sounded so like digital too. Like so, I have to find it.
Who does that is the Blue Man Group. They do something like that too.
Yes. Okay. That's right. They did. That is more popular version of it. That's right.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. It sounds real cool. I'd like to do that like in a classroom setting because I bet you could build those pretty cheap. Find a way to build them, and be cool to do that with students.
Oh, the kids would love it. Yeah. I know you work with. You're an educator, you're a teacher, you're a coach, right?
Yes.
Cool. Awesome, man. So before we move on, do you want to promote anything? How can we follow you, support your work, anything?
I mean, if you really want to follow me, you can find me on Facebook and then message me there, and I'll try to send you to other platforms, iTunes, Tidal, Spotify, whatever.
Right on.
But yeah, just if you want, I'll tell you.
There you go. Just follow the white rabbit. He'll
Right.
send you in other places. Appreciate you, Jacob. Thanks for coming in again.
Thank you always, Richie. Thank you.
I love that sound. I think if we ever get back to, regular meeting sessions, that's a little bit times from now. But
Right.
I've always wanted to do a joint Tumbleword session with you, where maybe we just kind of jam out a little bit while people write.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I think that'd be super fun.
It'll happen. One day it'll happen. We have to. Our species will move on one way or the other. We have to. We'll get
Okay.
past.
All right, cool, man. Thanks. I'm glad that was cool music. If you guys are watching and you guys play music, pay attention to those sound settings. Apparently it does go a long way. And follow Jacob. Follow him, Jacob Myers. If you have any questions about his music, I know he's involved with a lot of producing as well. So appreciate you, man. We're gonna go ahead and continue. Let me make sure that we have our peeps here still with us. Erica, are you here with us? Let's find you. I know Erica took part in an anti-bullying event this Saturday. She had her friend join us, and that was super cool. But Erica, what's up?
I'm here. Let me get my little. Hey, come on, get out. Come on. I'm about to read. Get up. Get up. Come on. Are you gonna be quiet?
Yeah, it's always important to have your cheerleaders.
I know. I kind of need to get deep real quick though. As always. How y'all doing? This is really. I need to do something better than this. Hold on just a second.
Gotta set the mood. Yeah.
Right.
So Erica, tell how did Saturday go?
It was great. Of course, we're doing parades now because we can't be next to each other. So considering that, it was great. It was a great turnout. People came by, they brought their kids and they had little gifts to give them, or little bags of candy. It was awesome.
Yeah. That's super cool.
Heck yeah. So this is some new shit.
Oh,
New shit.
New shit. There you go. That's the energy I want.
Right? I'm trying to feel better. Anyway, let's see. Do I have any? I don't write a lot of joyful poems. I'm trying to be more of that, but poetry has been a place that held me in times that was yeah. Y'all feel me, poets. So okay, well, this is called Without You. Get your tissue ready. I'm playing. Okay. I mentioned another nigga trigger during our last 15-minute set. You got upset, and rightfully so. It is the past. He is the past. I guess you have regrets. I do too, but I never thought I would be without you. It's unbelievable how the sun still expands, stands on stilts, profoundly vertical, still instilling celestial thrills. I am betrayed by its perseverance, still illuminating me as I pursue nothingness, loneliness, solemn meditations under romantic stars. How do they continue to serenade? Though I feel embalmed as for a grave. I hate how the moon still acclimates rays from the sun, how the wind still blows, only God knows. And only God knows that I kind of do want to fade to black without you. The fact that we had our time and our time is up makes me want to tear shit up. You know what's up. Ain't no nigga you. Ain't no nigga fucking with you. Ain't no nigga you. Ain't no one taking your place, even though it's been permanently vacated, eternally evacuated. My dream of 18-acre living, my dream of 18-acre country living, permanently mutilated. I have contemplated living this life without you. I was deceived by dolo dreams, only to achieve and see how truly lonely I asked to be. What about us? I vigorously pursued one dream, forfeiting another, me and you. Without you, I'm trying to understand how the clouds parade like marmalade in the sky, scattered with perfection. Trying to make sense that it's all past tense encounters. The times I listened to the doubters instead of listening to you, lost you. Honestly, now I'm grieving, in mourning, in the morning, or whatever time I open my eyes, you are the first thing on my mind. The song playing, saying, he is gone. My mind and my heart are permanently suffering from catastrophe. It's hard to see, to concentrate, to celebrate. Needing you like I need food, it's not up for debate. I contemplate manifesting a life without your love. Yes. Another nigga was in my bed weeks ago, though no other nigga has been in my heart. I hate talking about you to other gins. None of them compare. None of them would dare. None of them stare at me like you do. I'm not sure if you deserve what's been given. You'll always achieve liberty with me. These stars I perceive, the lack thereof is fitting. I feel like quitting. I cannot lie, I do not want to live without you, but I will try. I know I got to give. These boys need me, just wish it was we. I know I got to give, and the boys need me, just wish it was we. Never thought it would have to be me without you. Thank y'all, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So can I read this one? I wrote this for the Zoila the Zebras for Miss Juanita's event Saturday.
Yes, awesome.
Can you tell me what the login code is real quick? My friend's trying to log on.
Oh, the code? Shoot, hold on.
My bad.
Let's see. I said it earlier, but let me. I gotta find it. It is okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So actually, since if people are watching right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and announce it. So if you guys want to join our Zoom meeting, this is a freebie. So today's login code, it's a series of numbers. I'm gonna try and say them as slowly as possible. So it's 823 2938 6874. So I'll say it one more time. It's 823 2938 6874. So that is our Zoom meeting code. We also have links on our Facebook pages, on our Instagram page. You guys can just go to the sign up sheet and you can find that link there. Cool. All right. I think we're good. All right, Erica, take it away. You got that piece?
Yes, this is called compassion. Compadre. Zoila the zebra. and the armadillo. One a Cancer, the other a Leo. One strong in her zeal, one broken in the open and needing to heal. Compassion. Without asking, Zoila leans over in love, remembering her first days on this side of the border. She knows what he's thinking of. I am lonely and confused, not sure what to do. I have no bids. The new kids say I am old news. I am blue. Zoila, recognizing a time where she felt the same, stands up for her friend, soothing his pain, telling him, you do not have to sit here alone ever again. When no one cares, I am your friend. I brought some cookies for a lonely stare. Let's get out of here. Compassion saves the day. Takes minimal effort to turn someone's gray cloud into a rainbow. Takes no effort at all to recognize someone is about to fall on a hard time and needs a helping hand. By taking a stand for one another, we save each other every day. Heroes in our own land. Be brave like Zoila. Humble like the armadillo. Nothing wrong with loving someone out of their grave. It takes a reconstructed mind to consider the state of another being and to take your knee off their neck. We have the power to give life to our neighbors without ever their asking. Though social distancing and face masking, we do this with compassion. Compassion one time. Hope y'all like that.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Erica, so tell us your stuff. How can we follow you, support your work, your dreams, your passions? Tell us right now. Everybody who's watching, how can we follow you, Erica?
Right. I'm Erica A. Tilly on Facebook. And I don't normally, hey, we got to be shameless. You know, that's something I'm learning. It doesn't hurt it's a strength to ask. And I'm trying to make the transition into getting paid for my poems because it's always been from the heart. It's never been about money, but just in life, you know, I have a talent and I want that to make my way to my wealth, you know? So I'm asking if I moved you, if you want to bless me, if you're in a giving mood, I could use a blessing of financial means. I lost my job last week. School starting, all of it, you know. So I'm gonna put that out there. If you, you know, I hate to. It's never been about money. I know as poets, y'all feel me on that. But there comes a point where, you know, you're either gonna, you know, it's you want to share your skill for a means of blessing and to be a blessing. So.
For sure. Sorry about that. Do you have a Cash App or PayPal account that anyone who's listening?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I have Cash App. I'll put it in the chat. And
okay.
Thank y'all, man. Thank you for this platform, Richie. Thank you for my time. I'm done. You know, I'll go all night.
Oh, I know. I know. Easily, any of us can. You know. I'm very loose. I'm very loose in this open mic, by the way, too. You know.
I love it.
Like at other open mics, it's like, all right, 3 minutes, go. All right, you're done.
Right.
But I kind of keeping it kind of loose and just we can kind of sit back and listen to people and talk a little bit more. So definitely one thing that I encourage during all of this is please guys, any of you guys leave your virtual tip jar stuff here like I have here. these are ways in which you can support the open mic. But even performers like Erica, if you really lack their stuff, or if there's like the call out, let's help each other out. So Erica left her stuff there on the chat, Cash App, and can I share that on the YouTube live chat?
Please.
All right, cool. I will transfer it right now.
Please.
But awesome, cool. Yeah. All you guys, any of you guys, after you perform, you guys are more than welcome to. Like, I went fancy with the green screen and to put all this stuff, but if you guys have like a sheet of paper, with your info, share it on there. It's a virtual tip jar. Awesome.
Heck yeah.
All right, cool. So thank you, Erica. We're gonna go ahead and continue with open mic. We have a lot of people signed up. I want to make sure I have everyone on. We've got a good hour and 5 minutes left. A lot of people signed up still. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone who is here with us. We're gonna try to make the best of everyone's time. We have someone who signed up earlier and just kind of made it in just recently. This is his first time here at this mic, but I had the pleasure of meeting him at the Spokane, Washington open mic. And, it's always cool when we can, cross, what's the word? Cross-contaminate sounds terrible. That's what I was going to say, but that's not what I mean at all. But just mingle with other people. Cross-pollinate.
Cross-contaminate. That's what you meant.
It's because if language is a virus, then okay, sure. But all right, we have Jerry Moriungi in the house from Spokane, Washington. Let's get you on here. Welcome, Jerry. First time. How are you? Let's unmute you. Cool, Jerry. Welcome.
Good.
Jeremy. I'm sorry, Jeremy. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, and I'm happy to be here.
Cool. We're happy to have you. So you got some pieces for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna read one poem. It's the most recent poem I wrote. It's called Rain. It's raining out here. I never thought I'd need an umbrella. Just fading out here, just enough to afford crackers and Nutella. I never made it home for dinner. These drops running down my cheeks. Do you see them in the absence of cloudy skies? Do you question your role in them rolling? Do you see your reflection in them? Do you see me? My coat does little to protect, like the coat of arms on flags and badges, aka the great seals around our necks, by the hands of those meant to uphold, but the arms only seem to embolden. My clothes are soaked. Their weight brought me down to my knees. You, done in dry clothes, demanded I stand, unaware of the burden on my shoulders, the burden you put on me. Splash, chills symptomatic of a virus I can't get tested for. Splash, sirens send shivers down my spine. Splash, blue shirts singing blues of vilification. Splash, the cold clarity caused by bewilderment. Splash, I'm head deep in everyday injustices. I'm gasping for air, a rare opportunity to air my grievances. My grief welled up, no longer contained. The resulting waves with ample indignation will submerge subservient criticisms. We're falling like flies, swatted by COVID. It was already hard to fly in the rain. Swat raining on our parades. The proof is in the pudding we trudge in. We'll probably die if we don't march for our rights we only have in theory. Theoretically, you don't give us the choice of dying as a result from racism or dying from a pandemic that gifted us time to fight against racism by relieving us of capitalist chains we now use to whip change into your brains that conjured up our suffering for your convenience. Well, it ain't convenient that we're physically and chemically choked in the streets while swinging our chains. It ain't convenient that we're roughed up and rounded up by unidentifiable militia. It ain't convenient that we always utilize umbrellas, especially under our own roofs. Thank you.
All right, Jeremy. Awesome. Thanks for joining us today. So you're out of Spokane and usually part of the Broken Mic, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Tell us more about that. Like, so people who are listening, that goes on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah. So Broken Mic is a weekly open mic in Spokane, Washington. We usually have it in person, like I'm sure you guys do, but it's on Zoom now. It's every Wednesdays at 6:30. Sign up starts at 6 p.m. I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's Pacific time, right?
Right.
Cool. So that'll be 7 p.m. Mountain time, which is what we are under. But man, I'm super happy you made it on, and that was a really cool piece. You're getting lots of love in the chat and the YouTube live stream. So since you're new, do you have a place where we can hear more of your poetry or support your work online?
I'm not really a public person online. I don't have a place where I put my poetry up. That's something I'm thinking about, but I don't have that yet. But I'll put my social media in the chat and maybe people can check me out over there.
Awesome. Cool. I'm yeah, hopefully we can catch you next week. And I'd like to maybe a future continued partnership of people going, because some of us have been down to the Broken Mic, and yeah, man, if you guys are free, check it out on Wednesday. I can share the link. I'll share the link on our barbed wire page so people can sign up, and it's cool. People sharing. It's a lot more tighter though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Right. So be ready. 3 minutes, 4 minutes?
Yeah, 3 minutes. But
yeah.
with a Zoom and like you said, the audience is usually small, so that 3-minute rule is pretty lax.
Yeah, and it's also cool to connect with new people. So Jeremy, appreciate it. Thanks for
Thank you very much.
All right, cool. We'll see you hopefully next time. Awesome. Yeah, Broken Mic. I will share the link, and if I don't, somebody better call me out on it, okay? Because sometimes I say I'll do something and I get super busy and forget to do it. That doesn't mean I don't want to. I just forget. So okay, we're gonna go through. We have a good list still. Trying to get everyone on. We have Mark Pumphrey up next. He's gonna share some more prose pieces and a cover poem. Then we got some more badass poets after that. We got a couple more people joining in at the end. So Mark, how you doing? Welcome back. Good to have you.
How are you? Thanks, Richie. I'm good.
Cool.
Ready? All right. I write mostly prose, and I write once a week with Tumble Words, which meets on Saturdays from 1 to 3 via Zoom right now. And Donna Snyder is our leader. She's the founder of Tumble Words, also on this program tonight. I encourage everyone to join us. The information about the Tumble Words project is on a website, and just search for Tumble Words Writers Project. I think you can find it. I have 3 short pieces. We're limited to 3 to 10 minutes, so these are always short. The three pieces I've written and will share tonight are interlaced. The stories sort of converge. So the first story is: beans do well in heat. They grow best in full sun, but not without regular drinks of water. From the corner of Mesa and Main, I stole out of the heat and into the coffee box, got my large cup coffee with steamed half and half, smelled the brew, and took it upstairs to settle into one of the comfortable chairs that feel as soft against the skin as the coffee feels hot going down. Sitting across from me was Ryan Bean. He was colorfully tattooed and eccentrically bearded. Who knew that mask covered up such a beautiful young man? He was reading The Winter of Our Discontent, perhaps because he was, like me, too hot. But then he was, like me, drinking coffee in the dead of heat of summer, so that wasn't it. I inquired, as I always do with total strangers holding interesting books, "Are you an English major?" To which he replied, "No," and went on to explain that he was reading to write his own thoughts in the margins of the book. And he was trying to read more, he said. "No, I'm a bartender at the Cross and Anchor," he continued. "Oh, of course, you're Ryan Bean," I replied. "I didn't recognize you because of your beard. I saw you on the YouTube video of you making the special mango daiquiri. You were judged the best bartender in the Best of El Paso contest last year," I gushed. "Yeah, I started growing the beard right after that happened," he said with perfect deadpan. "Some like 'em cold on ice, some like 'em hot. Coffee is my drink of choice," he said with perfect seriousness. "I like El Paso, but I don't like being too hot, except on the inside. A nice cup of coffee under a shade tree to keep out the desert sun and a nice breeze blowing my hair up. That's all I need." The second story, Judge Roy Bean was the hanging judge of the Chihuahuan Desert west of the Pecos River. The hanging tree just outside of town could not be occupied for too long by any one poor soul who ran afoul of the judge because embalming fluid was not readily available in the desert. So Judge Bean stayed busy supplying the tree with new residents, corrupting the town, or cleaning it up, depending on your point of view. Judge Bean loved the actress Lily Langtry. He'd met her in Denver on her Great American West tour, and she had been a regular visitor to the judge's dusty little desert town ever since. The judge was so in love that he named his town Langtry after Lily. Their love burned bright in the desert heat for over 40 years. No doubt it is still burning bright in the heat of hell. Some say love is an ember that grows over time into a roaring flame. I think rather that love is like the sun, beating down on us, daring us to look directly into its face. But for those who do, like the hanging judge, Roy Bean, and Miss Lily Langtry, that hot sun burns eternally, beyond good and bad, life and death, for a few billion years before burning itself out. And the third story, in this one, you'll see that these are all interlaced. "Did you grow up on a ranch?" I inquired, as I always do with total strangers. "Well, I did, but there's a little more to the story than that," she replied. "It was actually a horse farm, not far from Sunland Park in the Upper Valley. It was my father's ranch before he lost it." You've probably heard of him, Woodrow Bean. He was a civil engineer who promoted the idea of the Trans Mountain Highway and then engineered it once he'd sold everyone on the idea. There's a road in Northeast El Paso with his name on it. They say he was related to Judge Roy Bean, but that's never been verified. His real passion, though, was raising horses. I think he was dreaming of horse races, with the track being just up the road a ways from our ranch. But he never had enough capital to build the ranch into that. So it became basically a stud farm and horseback riding academy. I grew up riding horses and teaching others to ride horses, a real cowgirl. But then Daddy listened to the wrong financial advisor and had to spend 6 years in prison for tax evasion. That's when he lost the ranch and just about everything else. I was about grown and Mom had moved back east. I couldn't see that for myself, so I stayed in El Paso, working on other people's horse farms. That's when I started rodeoing. That was never heard of before, a girl riding in the rodeo, but I did it. For 45 years I did it, and I was good at it. I was rated for 10 years in a row on the Southwest Circuit. I can still do it, but I stopped a few years back when my son returned to El Paso. He was in a lot of trouble. I figured Ryan needed me more than that damned old rodeo circuit did. So I've been waitressing for the past few years. Yeah, the family had a fall from grace, but Ryan and me, we're happy now. He's okay now, and I see him every night when I go into my job at Sabretooth. Ryan is a bartender at the bar right next door, the Hope and Anchor. and he's doing right well. He was named the best bartender in El Paso just last year. I have a cover poem, which is by Louise Erdős. For you dog lovers out there. Your dog gnaws the rug you made love upon for the last time. When your lover left and you rolled yourself inside the rug to sleep in agony, your dog stayed with you. Your dog chews out the armpits of your lover's shirt and shreds the underwear you were wearing when he touched you. That's devotion. The dog chews your pen and stains his tongue, then licks the white pillows, his way of writing you a poem. He eats the spout off the blue plastic watering can. He starts on the porch, a rotted board, and soon that board rips away from the wicked red nails. Your dog eats the nails and does not die. Although you have no porch, no lover, no rug, no underwear, you understand. The dog is trying to eat your grief. In helpless longing to get close to you, he must destroy what's close to you. Thank you.
Wow. What was that piece by again?
Louise Erdős. She's a novelist, but writes poetry.
Oh yes, yeah, I've read a couple of her works. Very
North
awesome.
Dakota. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thanks for sharing today. And I haven't asked in the past, but I know I mentioned when you're part of Tumblewords, but do you have any way we can follow more of your work or support you online?
No, I don't really have anything online. I just have a Facebook page. You can friend me if you like. Maybe someday I will post some stuff, but no, I don't have anything like that. I'm on Instagram, but minimal.
I got you. So if you want to see more of Mark, go hit up Tumblewords.
Yeah.
Next up, we next week, as Donna mentioned earlier, is Dr. Yolanda Chavez. Leva Chavez. She does great work in our community, and if you guys are watching from elsewhere, just tune in. It's on Zoom, so we'd love to have anyone. And if you're not I don't know, you don't have to be like an expert writer. If you're just curious and want to see what you're capable of, and you just want to try your hand at doing some writing, just join in. It's for everyone. You just listen, do the writing, then share what you wrote.
There are some very fine published poets, particularly in the group, but most of us are just people who need to write and love to write, and we're there for the practice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important. If you want to write, it's important that you write. As simple as that. So yeah, thank you, Mark. As always, thanks for joining us. All right, let's see. Let me scroll through here. We have Cheryl Luna in the house. She's been here before, and as I mentioned before, Cheryl is always a treat. I mentioned the Andres Montoya Award, and she shared some new stuff last time. So welcome, Cheryl. What do you have for us today? Welcome. Oh, hold on. Let me unmute you.
Okay.
There you go. That's a cool looking book.
Yeah, it's by Mark Doty. I'm going to read 2 poems called Fire to Fire. The first poem is titled The Ware Collection of Glass Flowers and Fruit, Harvard Museum. Strange paradise, complete with worms, monument of an obsessive will to fix forms. Every apricot or yellow spots seen so closely in these blown blooms and fruit, that exactitude is not quite imitation. Leaf and root, the sweet flags flaring bud already, at the tip blackened. It's hard to remember these were ballooned and shaped by breath. They're lovely because they seem to decay. Blue spots on bluer plums, mold tarring a striped rose. I don't want to admire the glass blower's academic replica, his copies correct only to a single sense. And why did a God so invested in permanence choose so fragile a medium? the last material he might expect to last. Better prose to tell the forms of things or illustration, though there's something seductive in this impossibility. Transparent color, telling the live model of peach, the blush or tint of crab, englobed, gorgeous, edible. How else match that flush? He's built a perfection out of hunger, fused layer upon layer, swirled until what can't be tasted won't yield, almost satisfies. An art mouthed to the shape of how soft things are, how good before they disappear.
Yeah.
And the second poem is titled No, N-O. The children have brought their wood turtle into the dining hall because they want us to feel the power they have when they hold a house in their own hands, want us to feel alien lacquer and the little thrill that he might, like God, show his face. He's the color of ruined wallpaper, of cognac, and he's closed, pulled in as though he'll never come out. Nothing shows but the plummy leather of the legs, his claws resembling clusters of diminutive raspberries. They know he makes night anytime he wants, so perhaps he feels at the center of everything as they do. His age, greater than that of anyone around the table, is a room from which they are excluded, though they don't mind since they can carry this perfect building anywhere. They love that he might poke out his old face, but doesn't. I think the children smell unopened, like unlit candles, as they heft him around the table, praise his secrecy, holding to each adult face his prayer, the single word of the shell, which is no.
Awesome. N-O, no. And that's Mark Doty, you said?
Yeah, Mark Doty. He had some good points, but they were quite long, so I picked some shorter ones.
Okay. Yeah, we appreciate that. Can you lift up the collection one more time to the camera so we can see it? Fire to Fire. Very cool. There it is. That's very cool looking. Yes. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing today. And so for people tuning in who aren't familiar with you or your work, how can we find your stuff online or buy your books, and how can we support your work?
You can buy my books on Amazon, and I have a website, CherylLuna.com.
There you go. You can find everything there, huh?
Yeah, thanks, Amit.
Yeah, Amit gets down. That was actually a perfect transition because guess who's next? But before that, thank you, Cheryl. Glad to have you on. Yeah. Yeah. So we try and put this list out in the middle of the week on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So if you guys see it, just put your name on there and we'll get you on some space. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. and you heard the name drop right now. And it's perfect. So if you guys need some website needs, a little something for your company, check out his company, and I'll let him talk about it. We have Amit. Amit is a good friend. We traveled through AWP just before like everything was closing down, and he's got a little something he wants to share. He's rocking one of my favorite shirts too. I'm rocking my Emily Davis and the Murder Police shirt. Emily, El Paso Pride right here. Emily Davis, awesome local musician. But Ahmed, you have your shirt too, and let's get you on here. All right, welcome.
Hey Richie, yeah, you were wearing the same shirt we were having lunch the other day, huh?
Yeah, I love this shirt.
All right. Well, looks like you have been able to create a community online over the COVID. I have to give you that. I've made it part of my schedule now. I cancel meetings to be here.
Those-
Well, it's not really true. I mean, this late at night, there are no meetings, but sometimes things might come up, but I try not to entertain those, I guess.
well, really appreciate that, Amit.
Uh, no, I think, everybody give a big round of applause to Richie for doing this. Richie needs,
Appreciate it.
without Richie,
Appreciate it.
there won't be barbed wire and there won't be this community. Appreciate that very, very much, Richie. Okay, so I'm going to read this. This is going to be a prose piece, which I hardly write these days. Well, I hardly write anyway, but anyway, whenever I do write, I tend to write poems. But I decided to write this prose piece, which I've been thinking about for quite some time. And we'll see how it goes. Préstame la celular, por favor, señor. The customer was on the phone talking to somebody when he thought he heard that. The young man in shiny blue and gold outfit had tapped on his shoulder and gently interrupted the conversation. When he was seated by this waiter a little earlier, the waiter was smiling at him. Now he seemed polite and distant. Through the corner of his eye, he saw waiters collecting phones silently. There were at least 20 tables in the dining area with wooden walls and beautiful rustic decor from interior Mexico. ¿Por qué? He asked. The waiter looked at him and said, "We have a special guest here. He can't be disturbed. No podemos molestarlo." There was a sense of finality in his tone. He had switched from a request to a command. He's been here a few times before, a splendid family restaurant near Parque Central, where the small parking lot was adjacent to a farm where chickens loitered and herbs grew. The food was superb, service attentive, and the price was reasonable. But something about today seemed different. Suddenly a notice came over the PA system. The voice was clear but measured. We truly appreciate our regular and our customers and our first-time guests. Please relax and enjoy your lunch. Please feel free to enjoy any item on our menu. Lunch has been paid for by our honorable guests. Uneasy silence ruled. Voices turned into a whisper. Everyone tried to identify the honorable guest, but they didn't know what they were looking for. It was lunch hour and the popular restaurant was quite packed. Some Mexican ballad played on the PA that broke the silence. The waiters had to go table by table taking orders. Some guests ordered 3 appetizers and 2 entrees. With no plans to go anywhere, they figured, might as well eat. When the waiter came to him, his anxiety and fear had gripped him. He liked the arrachera, or should he order the desabrada? But all he could say was sopa de camarón. He just slipped out of his lips without permission. Grande, before the waiter could ask him for the size. He ordered a margarita to cool his nerves. The lunch wouldn't arrive for another 45 minutes. The meeting he was supposed to attend, he was going to be too late for it. no one got to leave before the honorable one, and they had no idea how long that would take. Besides, they would need to get back their cellular phone. All told, it took over an hour when they got the green signal that they could depart. He debated whether he needed to leave a tip for a meal he hadn't paid for. There was silence, as if everyone was exiting a sad movie theater, and the angst was frothing over. The parkero outside looked at him as he paid his $2 to get his car. The senior was here, Senior Joaquin. He meant Chapu. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know whether this actually happened or not, but a friend of mine from Juarez told me, I've been to the restaurant actually with the one I was writing about, but a friend of mine who lives in Juarez and from Juarez, he told me that some friend of his was eating at a restaurant and the waiter just came and said, you have to turn to your phone, and before they could understand, all the phones were taken away and they were told to eat and drink as much as they wanted to, till the main guy left. And that's apparently how narcos apparently do stuff like that. They just go in somewhere, take over the place, and as long as you're there, you are a hostage kind of thing. That would not happen in El Paso, I don't think. I don't think. But anyway, that's the story right there.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Amit. So tell us about BST for your website needs.
Well, BST. So BST is a company I started 9 years ago after I left the Utah Business School. So we do, software development, mainly web stuff, but we do websites and all that, but we do a lot of programming stuff. So, I mean, I helped Cheryl with our website because of the friend, but we do, commercial projects and stuff like that. So if anybody wants to, I'll just put on the website if you guys want to check it out. And if you want to ask me a question or anything, feel free to contact me.
That's right. And of course, Life in the Time.
So that's my business website. And then Richie and I are coordinating a project called Life in the Time. And we are collecting stories about this weird time of George Floyd and Trump and coronavirus and anything you can think about. And then now we have Beirut bombing, Beirut explosion. I mean, I don't know. The world's going crazy, I think. Interestingly, I was talking to one of my colleagues and he said, my mother-in-law has an idea for you, Amit. I said, what's the idea? And he said, she is willing to give $500 for a short story on what would happen if Trump lost the election. Robert Cottingham's mother wants to offer a prize of $500 for a story. Okay.
Wow. Really?
Well, I mean, this is like, he just told me very casually, but obviously if his mother-in-law said that, she must mean it in some fashion. So I'll find out more and I'll get back to you. But it could be interesting,
We should have a contest. That would be interesting.
Well, I mean, this is Mrs. Edwards' idea. So I mean, I have to obviously get more details. But I thought it was kind of such an interesting idea that somebody would throw something out there. I thought that was kind of interesting. This lady is like, I don't know, 75 years old. She's Swiss, actually. She married a American soldier after the war and moved here. The usual story. But it'll be interesting to consider that as an option. But let me find out more. I'm also putting the URL for the Life in the Time website, which we always do.
Yeah.
So those who have not submitted anything or wish to share it with other people, feel free to do so, so that we can keep collecting. And Richie and I are supposed to meet very soon. I think we're meeting tomorrow, right, Richie?
Yes.
Over how we are going to kind of, the way I see it is that all this while the site has been open and we're collecting work, you know, but now I think time has come to kind of look at what treasure we have found in there and see how we can promote that. So anybody in this fine collection of writers and poets and etc., feel free to submit, and then we will. We are still in the process of kind of collecting, I guess, and at some point we will kind of put everything together. We have not decided exactly when, but we are kind of heading in that direction. Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Right. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Amit. Very cool. Thanks for sharing, man. Yeah, hit up those websites if you guys are interested. Yeah, stick around. We got a couple more performers. Dan, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm ready. And yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Hold on, I have to summon you. Wait, hold on.
Try it again.
Dan the man. Up next.
That's pretty good, Richie.
Up next, we got Dan the man.
Thank you, Richie. Appreciate it. You know what? Let me do a little short freestyle.
Hey, Dan, really quick. So your internet is like being really choppy right now. We could barely hear you.
Uh-oh. Well, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, it's like super choppy. Like we could barely. It's like popcorn.
Can't be right.
Yeah, it's like trying to listen to you from the sound of popcorn being popped and amplified to an nth degree.
I pray it's not. I hope it's not Wi-Fi. Can you still hear me?
It's kind of bad, man. It's a little hard to hear you.
Shoot. Give me 1 minute. Let me.
Is it? Yeah, it's your Wi-Fi or even your speaker, because it sounds like it might be a mix of both.
I don't think. I don't think it's a speaker. I can still hear you. But,
no, it's not about hearing us. Like you're coming through like very crackly.
I can't be right.
Oh man, yeah, it's a bummer because I know, you got a whole thing. Check out the YouTube. The proof is there. We're live on YouTube.
Yeah. Dang it. Well, at least I'm still recording on mine, but at least I get a clear shot. But I can still hear you. But as long as I'm still recording, but at least I might hear it on YouTube. But I can't.
It doesn't sound too great, man. But
dang. But you'll get this. You'll get this on my Season My Poetry Slam. I'll upload a muffled voice.
Yeah, man, we can't hear you. That but everyone's listening on YouTube and stuff too. You want them to hear you. What did you change something on your settings or something?
I tell you, I don't think so. I'm still waiting.
Did you drop your camera or something? It sounds like it's messed up somehow.
You know what? Let me turn it off. Hold on. Give me a minute.
Or you okay? Yeah, I'll give you a minute. We'll try to go on. Yeah, turn the video off. It might be a bandwidth thing. Yeah, Mr. Tesosomok's giving some tips there. It happens. Like we can have some trouble with the Wi-Fi. So okay, Dan's gonna set things up again. Do we still have Nate with us? Let's see. Hold on. I gotta check. Looks like he got off. Damn. Yeah, we had a couple people sign up at the end. Nate is going to be moving to El Paso, and he joined right now, but he got in kind of late. So it looks like he left off. All right, let's get Dan back up in here.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, that sounds better.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
But I have to summon you again. Hold on. I'm just kidding. Do your thing.
No, try it again. Summon me again. Summon me again.
All right. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Dan the Man.
Okay. I apologize. So, let me see if I can try out some freestyle real quick. I had a blog due because I have to log in 666, but the problem is I count numbers. It's not what you think. Yeah. Don't even try to blink 666. This is not the film Omen like in 1976 or 2006, the reboot. Yeah, I just ate my PB and J plus the turkey.
Yeah, Dan, it's back again. It's kind of hard to hear you.
Again.
Yeah, you're like your sound is popping, man. Check your sound settings. Like, you sure it's not like that?
Yeah, right. No, that can't be right. Hold on a minute. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, it's a little rough. Okay.
Okay, you don't hear me.
It's the same thing, man.
Dang it. Man.
Talk
Still?
more. Talk more.
Hello.
Yeah,
Can you
man.
hear me?
No, you're getting like a popping when you talk.
Not again. What is going on here?
So I don't even think it's bandwidth. It's like, I think it's something with your camera. Like, yeah, I agree with Gregory here. Did you drop it or something?
I don't think it's the camera.
It's popping. Or
There's no way.
Your microphone. It's popping when you talk.
Oh no, this can't be right. Darn it. Oh man. Great. Why the technical difficulties?
It happens. But it's it's a little weird. You're not going to be able to pull off a whole reading like that. So, let's see.
I'm gonna type something in chat. Hold on.
Let's figure something out later. Until then, like, how about this? We're probably not going to get a reading tonight from you. It happens. All right. I don't know if you pause this thing or whatever. So I was just gonna say, I don't know if we'll get a reading tonight. It's fine. It happens. Yeah, we'll figure that. We'll troubleshoot after this whole open mic. But Dan, if you guys want to see what he's gonna say, just follow him online. You can just look up Daniel Tennessee Jr. or Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube.
It's Dan the Man. No.
Yes.
Okay. If you can hear me. Okay, if you can hear me, my sincere apologies. All right, I apologize.
Yeah, it's not gonna work tonight, man. It's too distorted. It sounds like Lee says, it sounds like static. So it's fine. It's fine. We will follow. Like, if you follow, just be.
Apologies.
It's okay, Dan. Another time. Follow him online, Dan the Man's Weekly. We'll get him on. Okay, but I want to get other people on who are signed up, so we can get there. We have Gregory Fire once again. I see you there. It was good to have you last week. What do you have for us today? First of all, welcome back. Hold on, let's get you unmuted. Okay. There you are. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Excellent. I'm glad you found your way back. Welcome back. What do you have for us today?
Words on paper. American history is flawed, most definitely, because it wasn't written from the truth. We've endured pain, and we've just kept on walking. We heal as we feel it. We continue to suffer, but we just keep on walking. Crossing every bridge, climbing every mountain, and every obstacle as we come to it. It is now time to acknowledge the tragedy that this country is. And it doesn't matter your race. It all starts with you. We are all affected by the bad choices of the founding fathers, They say trauma lives in your body for 12 years. The trauma of this so-called land of the free is still active, alive, and well. And each time something bad happens, the story begins again. America, with its false foundation, is currently crumbling beneath us. But as we break down, we will rebuild. Our anger has been under wraps and suppressed for centuries now. But as we break down, we will rebuild. The time is now to rise up right here, right now, and honor the power that flows through each of you. The end. I have some haikus though.
Yeah, that was awesome. Let's hear them. I love it.
Okay. 1. I am the son of man. My mother gave birth to me. I am grateful for both. 2. We are not strange fruit. We were never meant to be. Freedom should be free. Become a beacon, light for all the lost ones. Help them find the way. Thank you.
Awesome, Gregory Firespeed. Glad you made it again today. I know. Last time you were a little reticent, but do you have any place where we can hear more of your work or support it?
I'm on Instagram, and I read most Mondays through a group called Legendary Collective. You can follow the Legendary Collective on Instagram, and they have an open mic every Monday called Word Church Open Mic. Erica came through today, and she blessed the mic.
Oh.
And yeah, I have a book on Instagram. But you could email me, and I could send you a book cheaper than Amazon. So yeah, that'd be great. Other than that, I'm just here.
Right on, man. Yeah, drop our email in the chat, and anyone can hit you up for that. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Very cool. Very cool. Appreciate it. Awesome. Cool. So we had I don't know. So a couple of things. One of our performers who's been joining us for a while, Amanda Wilson, has been reading. It's her birthday today, midnight. So it's already midnight her time in Florida. So I want to give a shout out. Happy birthday. I don't know if she'll make it on. She signed up but no one. I'm still kind of waiting. I don't know. Dan's back on. I just want to see really quick if the audio worked again.
Hello.
Okay. Sounds good so far.
Let me try that. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know what just happened. So
that works.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay, I'm gonna do one cover real quick because we're running out of time. So here's from hold on. Okay, here's from Every Infant's Blood by New and Selected Poems by Graham Duncan. And I'm gonna go with Confessions, page 103. I'm gonna make it quick. Confessions. On our second trip around the block, trial run Pat, my brother pedaling hard, hunch over hand grips, getting up speed, my hand gripple, his shoulder, one hand, ready to reach for ruddy fruit as we corner fast, had it, sped down the walk in a throw of guilt, partners in crime, the getaway clean. The perfect job, the only witness eaten, red liar, sour spy, snug and smug, we swallow the whole story, oldest of tale, never complained, the stomach ache, never told our shared secret, silence all these years, my partner dead, now I can tell. Okay, how is it? Richie? Hello?
I was giving you a thumbs up in the Zoom. You're good.
Thank you. All right. My sincere apologies for that delay. I don't know what happened, but okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah, because I was gonna read 3 more covers, but we don't have much time. And
Dan, it's actually happening again, man.
Not again.
Yeah, a little
Okay.
bit. Do one more.
Okay. Okay.
And we'll see.
Well, not enough time. It's getting static. So okay.
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube and Facebook. And next Monday, I'll be promoting Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube.
All right, man. You were getting all crinkly. Dan the Man on YouTube. I got you. Yeah, Dan the Man Weekly. He'll promote the stuff that he was going to talk about today, his poems, his pieces, so you can still check it out. Yeah, but it was getting really staticky. As I like to say, you were becoming one with the Matrix. You're becoming an Agent Smith type character, and
got it. Right.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna promote my 6th year anniversary of Dan the Man's Weekly next Monday. So.
Okay, sounds good, man. Sounds good.
I'll type it down in my chat. Thank you, Richie. I apologize. Back to you, Richie.
Yeah,
Thank
it might be like a bandwidth thing then, because like it sounds good for a little while, but after a while it starts to break up. So we'll figure it out later. We'll talk about it later. I want to give a shout out. I know Christine Ponce Diaz was also today listening in. I don't know if she still is, but we were all like on the whole dog thing. She was there with her dog Sophie. So shout out to Sophie and Christine if you guys are still listening. Or at some point in the future too. But as far as people signed up, we did have a couple people sign out or leave, and some people that didn't make it. So to close out the show and see if anyone else kind of makes it, I'm gonna try this thing. This is gonna be experimental. I mentioned before in the past that I like to perform with this vocal looper. It's kind of a vocal looper. So I'm gonna try it out, and it might not be perfect, but we'll make it through. I just gotta adjust some settings here, so bear with me. It's good to have you guys once again. Stay at home open mic. If you guys want to help donate to the cause, I've got the info right there. That helps me sustain this a little bit, especially in these times where we're not able to do it at live venues. So anything helps. Or of course, you saw Erica earlier. Gregory also has his Cash App, Venmo, all that good stuff. So all right, I'm gonna try a couple pieces on this as practice to see what I can accomplish with this. So bear with me a minute. I have to change a couple things, a couple settings, like my headphones. Okay. And you guys who are listening in the chat, if it sounds like totally whack, just let me know in the chat because I won't be able to hear you guys. It's all good though. Check. 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. All right. Check. Cool. So, as I've mentioned before in the past, I like to use this vocal looper, and I'm practicing because tomorrow I'm gonna be. You guys know Shifter Car. He is a local musician. He's got his band. They've been doing these hybrid shows. So tomorrow I'm actually going to be part of the lineup. They have their second hybrid show. They're going to be featuring me, one of the poets from the New Yorkers Poets Cafe, their band Shifter Car. You should check them out on Facebook. Just look up Shifter Car. And a guest who I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll check right now. But I'm gonna try a couple pieces just for practice. Again, let me know if it sounds weird. Okay. Can you guys hear that? Sound all okay enough? A little different. Yeah, yeah. So this is the vocal looper. It just kind of makes sounds. Sometimes I like to sample like wind and different things, but. First there was the fox, and then so much more, as Brother Bear beckons breath, blows the conch, and creates the blues and blessings of creation. I permiso, let us through to thrive. In the desert, you can hear the sounds of existence breathing in and out towards persistence. The desert, let us through to thrive. See, I'm so rusty, I started looping my poem. Damn it. This is live, so YouTube, you guys get to see this train wreck. But that's kind of the idea. This is one of my pieces that I like to do. It's called Windblown World. This is my cat right here. Well, my roommate's cat, Rocket. He's like, "What's going on in here?" Okay, let me try one more, and then I'm done. If nobody's here, we'll start closing it out. Sorry, I got a cat like all up on my mixer right now. Yeah, check. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try it. I'm like super distracted. I got a cat right here like watching me and threatening to destroy me. Okay. If you need me, look around. You can catch me at the space, but order me another double entendre on the rocks as we sing, contemplate quantum physics paradox. Leave the box, hit the mark, disembark like dark matter, interstellar, supersonic ricochet. And if you listen closely, you can hear them say, one small stroke of pen, one giant leap for the disinclined. Because who are they if not we? And who are we if not they? As we see, as they say, we can call ourselves free. But we look up to the stars at night and just stay up all night, writing rhymes by starlight, waiting for the flight of another sunrise, blasting off on the space, on the ready, set, go. Warp speed, take the lead as you need, with that fundamental knowledge that is crowned with the shapes and sounds from that interstellar dust that is lost and found. Don't call me a nihilist, I'm simply freestyling this, working with my methods and hypothesis. Road tripping out in space is the way, so you say you could dream a galaxy so far, far away. As you're floating on, space goes on and on. Such a strange and peculiar phenomenon. We keep it cosmic. We keep it cosmic. Watch it, catch a lift. We keep it cosmic. We keep it cosmic. Watch it, catch a lift. We keep it cosmic. If you need me, look around. Oh. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? Sorry, my cat turned off my microphone. That's crazy. But that's probably my cue to probably stop for today. But it sounds like it works. So give me a quick minute. I'm going to go ahead and turn it around. We got Ewok. Oh, we got Ewok making it. So check it out. I'm going to transition back into the Zoom chat where I can hear everyone. But we have Ewok, and he'll maybe close the night. So give me a quick second, guys. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that was totally experimental. I had to like change some inputs and stuff. But man, of all times I've been doing this, the one time my cat walks all over the settings and is turning stuff off. But it's that kind of night, right? With Dan's problems and then mine. But hopefully, I'm gonna listen back on YouTube and if it seems workable, I might do something more cohesive in the future. But Ewok, let's see. I see you. I see you. You got something you want to share with us, man? Let's get you unmuted. What's up?
What up? What up?
Welcome back. So what you got
Thanks,
for us
brother.
today?
So sorry it's kind of late, you know what I mean? But so I was thinking about that whole hidden world thing that you were talking about. And so I started working on some stuff. I didn't really get to finish it though, brother, but I got a little something for you that I, kind of started messing with. But I'm just gonna do it a cappella. So if y'all ready, I'm ready.
Do your thing, man.
All right, man. So look, I'm a
Let's
rap
hear
at
it.
it, back at it with devil's advocate. Imagine that the life we are living, we're just the catalyst. The catalyst is that we're owned and run by other men. Look, anytime I write the script, there won't be an embellishment. These mass opinions and reactions all have been manufactured. So it's up to us to truly get our lives mastered. Invest in your knowledge, treat yourself like you matter, because in this age of information, ignorance should be a non-factor. They're after everybody's sovereignty and their liberties. To them, no lives matter, including you and me. Whoever you may be, it's time you wake up and you listen. Turn off your TV and tune into what you've been missing. They segregate us in every possible way by color, sex, money, gender, and hold up. They separate us in every possible way by creed, color, money, sexuality, and they even start these proxy wars between people of religion, but they dumbed us down in school so we don't get the division. Their mission is divide and conquer. We must unite to prosper. So I'm up every night working on this gospel. But from the beginning, warn you to be cautious when listening to shit that I'm spitting will turn an atheist into a Christian and have them convinced they're witnessing some godly apparition. These other cats must be kidding with the shit they're spitting. Can't cook up dope lines, but claim there's work up in the kitchen. I'm calling bullshit and I'm starting a petition. Keep hip hop real and put a message in your music. Instead of talking nonsense, this other shit is foolish. They keep on feeding kids to the streets and it's useless. It's ruthless in hopes of a Bugatti coupe, because that shit is ruthless. So for now, it's more lies in their lines about how they tote nines and they're out committing crime and they're always on the grind. But then the beat ends and it's Betty Bye time. Satin sheets, caviar, and a fine glass of wine to unwind. You know what's funny? I don't hear any of that shit in their lines. They're all entertainers simply wearing a disguise, but the youth will follow suit only to meet their demise. It's a cold, cruel cycle in this thing we call life. Now, that's just what they tell themselves to help them sleep at night. Life imitates art, so be careful what you start, because your lyrics hold value and they'll take it all to heart. So you can either rip them up, or you can either build them up, or you can rip them all apart. Create a life that feels good, not one that looks apart. Now me, I'm sitting here trying to manifest my destiny, trying to figure out if this is who I'm really meant to be. Some say this shit I spit is ill, but are they all just messing me? Or maybe they're just gassed up. Either way, this shit's depressing, G. But fuck it. I'm going hard on every track because I'm trying to get my name and my city on the map. I'm Ewok, baby, 915. I got y'all on my back. I do it for the love. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. So every time the beat drops, I spit what's on my mind, and it don't matter what the time or whether rain, sleet, or shine. No, I'm always on my grind, balling like it's overtime. Game 7 out behind, and the trophy's on the line. I'm gonna do my fucking thing, do what it takes to get a ring. If they're not about the money, me and them are not the same. Turn your neck, you lose your dame. Step to me, you lose your brain. Talking shit is suicide. You might as well have slit a vein. Look, I don't do this for the recognition or even the fame. I came to run the game and kill all these fucking lames. Listen up, y'all, I'm done playing. All these rappers sound the same, and yet they offer that the label. Guess that means that I am king. I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna murder him all biblically. I don't endorse violence, so I do it all lyrically. Fuck coming at him physically. I'm ripping out some spirits, G. Oh, they've never heard of me. That shit is not concerning me, not even in the slightest. Now they know my name and they know that I'm the flyest. So sick, they call my shit herpetogonosyphilitis. Don't try this. And so that's that. Little drop for you. Appreciate you letting me get on late.
Right on, man. You gotta tell us really quick, where can we follow you online and then check out your work?
So on Instagram, it's Rio_grind. I'll update the name on here real quick. It's GRYNDE 915. Same thing on Twitter, and then on YouTube, it's just Ewok Official.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, glad you've been part of these too. You joined last week. These have been some good weeks of performers and distinct at that. You know, everyone has their own style, their own voice, and I love it. That's
yeah.
what makes it unique.
I was really looking forward to at least tuning into today, but it's just been kind of crazy. So that's why earlier I was like getting on when I could, and I hadn't been on Zoom, but I was on the YouTube because it's dope, man, what you guys are doing. And I mean, just the talent and the support that's on here, it's amazing. So, you know, I'm just happy to be a part of it, man.
Yeah, man. It's everybody working together for this. So man, as it turns 11, you know, like we're not gonna turn into pumpkins, but like the show, you know, we try and go from like 8 to 11 as kind of our cutoff. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully next week. So check it out. You guys are here with us right now. I know some people like left. Maybe some people are still on YouTube, but I'm going to reveal the topic for the next 2 weeks. So again, our writing prompts are not, you know, just like the show, it's not strict at all. It's just to encourage new writing. So if you guys are kind of stuck somewhere, I just kind of think of a word or a phrase to try and get you guys to dig into something. Maybe you'll get something out of it. You know, we've had people react that way in the past to prompts. So these last 2 weeks, the prompt has been inner worlds or hidden worlds. And of course, as I mentioned, we got some cool stuff from it. And as I've mentioned, we don't have to be done with it. So if you come up with something next week for it, please bring it. But we're going to go ahead and transition. So the next 2 weeks, we have a new prompt I'm introducing. So if you guys want to write about it or do a cover or of a song maybe that reminds you of it, you guys are welcome to. But I was thinking of a word. It's one of my favorite words, especially when it can be used like metaphorically or as in terms of imagery. But the word is juxtaposition.
Oh, I love that word.
Yeah.
That's a good.
So if you guys want to write anything that deals with juxtaposition of any sort, so if you need to look it up, feel free to do so. Again, it's always up to your own interpretation. I like to do like word prompts just because I feel like someone can take it completely different ways, you know, depending on who's writing about it. But as it's 11 Mountain Time, I want to thank you guys for joining us once again. We did unfortunately miss a few people today, but that's fine. We'll be back next week. We'll see where I end up. But for the Stay at Home Open Mic, I encourage you guys, if you want to unmute really quick and say bye to everyone. Bye.
Adios.
Clap, share. Shout out to all the performers.
Shout out everybody.
Bye.
Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
Who's that? I heard popcorn in my headphones.
Not again.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Dan. We kind of heard you, but it was still very staticky. It's okay. We'll get it fixed by next week. But for the open mic, thanks you guys for tuning in.
Right.
Leave a leave a comment below if you guys are watching this after the point. Who'd you like? What lines like struck you? What made you feel something? What made you laugh? What made you cry? It could be any of these. Like, what made you feel something? You know, let them know. Tag them. Like a lot of these people tonight shared like their social media. Follow them. That's like probably the most important thing. Like, support the book, support the artistry. That's the whole point. So for tonight, Monday, August 10th, it was good having you guys. My name is Richie Amarufo. I am the project director of the Barbed Wire Open Mic series and the host. And if you guys want to support, we have some places you can donate. Otherwise, you can just follow me on Instagram or any of our Barbed Wire Open Mic series pages. If you can't donate any money, something that you can do is just help us by like sharing our posts and getting the word out there, because it's always good to have people. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream. And I encourage you guys, if you can find a link, join us in the after party. See you guys next time. Peace.